What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome into the show. Welcome on in, each and every one of you turkeys out there. Where are my turkeys at? Give me a gobble. Give me a gobble. That's right. That's right. It has nothing to do with the plane or where we are, but it has something to do with the day that it is today. It's Thanksgiving. American Thanksgiving. Sorry, Canadians. Sorry, Germans. Sorry, Dutch. This is the American holiday. And we're gobbling up our turkey. We're getting ready to watch football, and we're getting ready to eat so much we feel sick. I can't wait to do it. I hope you're having a good one. This is, of course, Hunt the Week. It is your weekly Magic the Gathering podcast about the Arena Gauntlet League that we know, love, and play in. I am your host with the most, you John DeMarco, your Goku or go home, the pride of Mardu. I am a 4-time top 8er, a 2-time league winner, and one time I got to release a holiday episode with my friends. What am I thankful for? The Arena Gauntlet League, of course, and all the wins I have coming up. But we're in Foundations Plane Chase League. This is week 2. We're getting ready to kick off week 3. We've got our new plane. We're going to talk about it. We got a lot to talk about. But first, let's go ahead and spin the wheel.
Everybody knows how to spin the wheel.
Let's go, wheel! Give me a miracle.
It's so simple.
Spin the wheel!
As I record, that's right, and it's an early record today, 9:45. Gonna get this out of the way early so I can spend the rest of my day cooking and watching some football. 9:45 a.m. This is your Foundations Top 8. Number 1, Jordan M.J. Tron, 5-0 on the week. 8-1. He's holding a game for next week. Look at that. Max K. Linender, 8-2. Daniel G. Frisky Hobbit, 8-2. Raphael F. Prudent, 7-2. Lot P. Lot, 7-2. Emmett F. Sepulcher, 7-2. Lucas M. Finley, 2K, 7-2. Miranda L. The Great Watcher, the Black Canary, 7-2. You may notice that no one's playing 10 games. What's up with that? It's because we're in Kaldheim right now. People weren't that into Kaldheim. Adam S. Wisma, very into Kaldheim. I'm actually more into Kaldheim than I thought I would be. But that's because all of a sudden I'm an elf deck, and there's lots of elves here. But we have rolled our new plane. We are going to Eldraine this week. That's right. Who is ready for some Eldraine, original Eldraine, Throne of Eldraine? And here's the plane, Castle Garenbrig. All comeback packs are from Throne of Eldraine. Whenever you lose a match, choose one. Prince, add 1 random Throne of Eldraine rare to your pool, mythic or rare. Pauper, add 10 random Throne of Eldraine commons. Here's my thoughts. I think you want the rares. The rares are just too good. Looking at the commons, there's some really good commons, especially in white. If you're playing white, you may want the commons. You get Flutterfox. You get some good removal. We do have the adventure card. So, any commons that are adventures are basically kind of 2 for 1s, right? But I'm looking at these rares, and there's just so many good rares on Eldraine. You got your Embercleave. You got your knights that care about knights. Circle of Loyalty. Okay, there's just a lot of really, really good stuff at rare, and there's not that much good stuff at common. Like, hitting an extra rare that you can play is going to feel so good. Like, even if we're just comparing Throne of Eldraine to Kaldheim, right? Let's say that they're both equal as far as power level goes. And I don't know that they are, but let's just say that they are. You want to lose more on Eldraine because you get an extra rare in your pack, right? What if I told you every pack had an extra rare? That alone means that you want to take some losses on Eldraine. If you want some commons, if you're trying to fill out a deck, sure, grab some commons. There are some good ones there. You got your Bacon Duo Pie, you got a Fight Spell. There's some decent stuff. A Scorching Dragonfire, right? But I want these rares, right? I want these rares. I want this Great Henge, okay? I want this Dance of the Mans, okay? There's a lot of good rares. Rankle, I mean, a lot of these are mythics, but good rares, good mythics to be grabbed. Knight Synergy, Giant Synergy, a few elves, no angels at all. So get ready for Eldraine. Get ready to be back in the storybook times. Well, this is a great set. This is a really fun one. Who's going to get that cat oven combo going? Who wants the food? Who wants to gain some more life in their angel deck? Are you going commons or are you going rares? What do you think? What do you think is the way to go? We're going to figure it out together. I saved a match myself, so I'm going in underplaying. How did I do this week? Interestingly enough, I only went 2-2, but I'm stoked on it, right? Because I opened... here's the thing. Win my first 2 games, and I'm like, my deck's great. I'm doing so good. My deck's great. I won my first 2 games, coming into the week undefeated. Lose my next game. Oh, boy. But I opened an Elvish War Leader, which is a great elf card. I'm already kind of playing elves. So, like, yeah, that's great. Lose my next game. Oh, man, not good. Not good. But you know what? I opened the same rare, another Elvish War Leader. Now I'm just going hard on elves. I'm like, elf, tribal. There's elves in Eldraine. There are. I've looked into them. Some of them are okay. Some of them are okay. So, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I kind of like my deck. I like what's going on. I'm enjoying Foundations Planechase League. I can't wait to see where we go next week. It's been real fun to get together on Wednesday nights and see what plane is getting rolled. I love it. It's really, really fun. And then all this, the discussion for the next 24 hours. What do you do? Or do you go Prince or do you go Pauper? Or what if we could do uncommons? Wouldn't that be cool? What would that look like? And I don't know. Great discussion going on. A lot going on in the server. But that's not all that's going on. We got to have on a great guest this week. So let's go ahead and let's figure out where we are.
Blimey, Inspector. Where have we wound up this time? The question isn't where, Constable, but when.
And we know where we are. We're currently we're on Kaldheim, en route to Eldraine. But I got to have on someone I've never talked to on the show before. I got to have on Max, aka Lindendunder. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not going to be able to pronounce it. But he goes into it, what it means, what it is. Max is currently sitting in second place with an 8-2 record. Max is awesome. Really cool guy. German. First German we've had on the show since what? Durkee, Bacon Blue. Was a great guy to talk to. Really loves his commander deck. We get into it. Let's go ahead and listen to my interview with Max now. All right, everyone. Join me as we figure out where we are this week with Max, a.k.a. Ooh, I don't even know if I'm going to try it.
Yeah, you better shouldn't.
Welcome to the show, Max.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Hey, happy to do
here.
it. So happy to have you. I see your name at the top of the standings. We don't get many people from Germany in the league, and you know it's been a while since we've had one up there. So I had to talk to and find out what's your secret special sauce that you got going on. But I got to start where I always do, where I ask, when did you start playing Magic?
So I got 2 answers there. I started like very young when I was like 6, 7. My brother taught me a bit. He's my older brother, and eventually moved out. So when he moved out, I had nobody play Magic with, so I kind of abandoned it. But I have some fond memories of like some Mirrodin cards, and as a kid, I built a mono green ramp deck with Silvermures as ramp and playing levelers as vanilla 10-10s because I didn't know the English text on the card. So I thought a leveler is just a 10-10 for 5 mana. That's good. I mean, this is Gigantosaurus nowadays. So
Yeah.
But yeah, as a teen, nobody did like to play it with me. But around Dominaria United, my girlfriend and I were watching the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! And she, out of nowhere, she just kind of asked me if I ever heard of Magic, and I said, yeah, I remember it. Then our hyper fixation kind of began. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Did you ever play Yu-Gi-Oh, or would you just go straight to Magic?
No, just the show because it's just so goofy.
Yeah, that's how I was with Pokemon. Never played the Pokemon card game, but I watched that Pokemon show and I played the Pokemon Game Boy games like crazy.
We also watched that before. So first we watched the first season of Pokemon, and then the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, and then you got hooked into Magic. What brought you to Limited? Were you always a Limited player, or do you even now? Do you play other stuff? You a Commander Standard guy?
Um, I mainly play Commander because my play group is a Commander play group, but I really like the one versus one competitiveness of Magic.
Yeah.
And my playgroup kind of doesn't, so it's not really worth it to invest into a deck because there's also no LGS in the city I live. So
Okay.
if I want to play limited, I also always like commute to the next city to play some Magic. So it's not really worth it to invest into a deck.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, playing limited is just a lot of fun. I started playing limited with Lord of the Rings.
Okay, nice.
I mostly played it on Arena, and then eventually got the confidence to play it at the LDS, and I've been really enjoying it. It's just a lot more like simpler Magic and a lot of the nonsense you see in other formats.
What's you like to play Commander? What's your favorite commander to use in Commander?
I really like Min Wily Illusionist. It's
Ooh.
a mono blue deck, and Min basically says whenever you draw two cards, you make an illusion. And she also says if whenever an illusion dies, you can get a permanent out of your hand equal to the power of the illusion onto the battlefield.
Ooh, that sounds a little broken.
And those illusions get bigger as the more illusions you have. So first I started with like, oh, I'm going to play all the wonky illusions, but I abandoned that pretty quickly.
Uh-huh.
Then I saw a lot of people on EDH like building EDH Rec building it with like Spellslinger things. Hey, I'm going to draw two
Yeah.
cards on enemy turns.
Yeah.
But I went a different route, and I'm building with every possible Merfolk looter. So you can just
Ooh.
so you're not getting card advantage,
Mm-hmm.
but you're just looting the whole time and playing every wonky looter there is. And you get to play some like silly mono blue sacrifice cards, like cards I will mention later.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I just really like that deck. And mostly it's a ramp deck because you can get lands out of your when the illusions die.
Oh, nice,
So you
nice.
can, if you have an illusion, you can equip a Skull Clamp for 1 mana, put a land down, draw 2 cards, get another land down, etc., etc. It's so stupid.
That sounds awesome. That's a commander deck. I don't know that I know much about or I've heard, but man, that sounds real fun.
Yeah, I like the commander decks that are a bit more restrictive in the mana cost or are a bit more powered down.
I like it. I like it. You're not just trying to do the strongest, best, arch enemy kind of thing.
No,
I
I try
appreciate it.
to consciously power down a bit of my decks. I know none of my decks have like Sol Ring or something similar. Usually we're not playing any expensive cards. I
Mhm.
mean, we could proxy it. I have nothing against proxying cards, but if you like start with proxying things, then eventually power level rises. And I just like it where it is, where you can just have like a budget of like €100 for a
Yeah.
deck or so.
Oh, I love it. I play a little commander myself, but we're here to talk about Planes Chase League and the Arena Gauntlet League. You're doing well. What are you, 9-1 right now? Something
I
like that?
think it's eight
8 and
two,
2. 8
eight
2.
two.
Oh, you're up there. That's all I know. You're having a great start to the league. I'd like to know how's it going? Well, what are your thoughts? Are you enjoying the playing aspect? Let's get your thoughts, Max.
I really like the League. I also really like Foundation as a set.
Yeah, it's good.
It reminds me a lot of Lord of the Rings because it has like Lord of the Rings also had the core set vibes,
Hmm.
and that's the set I started with as limited player.
Yeah.
And in the League, I just like getting to play all the cool black cards. I got a pretty decent pool this time around,
Yeah.
and um. I also like the planes chase stuff, but I didn't really have experienced it much myself because I didn't get many losses this time around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That is obviously subject to change in the next 2 weeks.
It's a good problem to have, right? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not losing, so what do I care about all these fun planes? You know, you got those snowlands. Not that you can probably do much with them, but you got them.
yeah. Um, in the first week, I I did such a stupid error. You could like pick like like a comment you didn't have already, and I was like, oh sweet, I'm going to pick Banishing Light. And afterwards, I'm like, realized that I didn't have all the dual lands, or I think I have Evolving Wilds, but I missed like a dual land in my colors. So stupid. But I have Banishing Light. That's also good.
Yeah, but you're gonna play Banishing Light. Like you're never gonna cut Banishing Light if you're playing white,
Yeah.
right? Like that'll be with you the whole league. That's not too bad. Especially like, I mean, I grabbed Evolving Wilds because I didn't have it, but I didn't.
Mhm.
I also didn't grab the dual land. I opted for removal. I think that's right that early. Like the removal is just so good. So like,
Yeah.
you say you got a good pool. What are we talking about? What are some standouts? What's helping you win?
I don't have my pool in front of me, but I have the Sire of the Seven
Oh,
Depths,
gross.
or how is that? It's so silly.
Every time I think I'm winning, my opponent plays that card, and I go, "Well, I can't win this game anymore."
Like,
It's just like not fun.
there's just some league matches. I kind of feel bad because I'm on 5 lands and I have the
Mhm.
Sire in the hand, and I think on one league match I played the Campus Guide to
Mhm.
put a land on top. And then when the opponent attacked me, I played Runaway together to bounce the Campus Guide on the back into the end to put another land on top. Like, super obvious, but the opponent was like on 8 life or so. So what
Yeah,
can the opponent do if it's not playing blue? So
yeah. You can't target it unless they got a board wipe. Like, it's the
yeah,
game. Oh,
it's a silly card. I also have Kiora, the one of the
yeah,
Devious
great.
Scavenger. There's a lot of like this time around. At first I opened the pool and I was like, oh yeah, I can play this.
Uh-huh.
Sure. Yeah, I'm mostly playing Orzhov with like a splash for the good blue cards like Kiora and the Scavenger and Runaway Together because I like Runaway Together.
Yeah, Runaway Together. It's just I mean, there's a lot of good value to get here, and it's good protection, right? Like it does a lot. It slows your opponent down. It's a good card, except for when you get stuck in your hand and you don't have
Yeah.
that creature to cast it on. It's always a little awkward. So I know you may not have many feelings on Planes Chase, but have you looked at the planes? Is there one that you would like to see come up? Is there any that you're excited for? Any sets you'd like to play? Do you have any connection to Kaldheim?
I don't have any connection to Kaldheim.
Okay, fair.
I
Fair enough.
also I'm not a big fan of like snow spells.
Mhm.
I just find them a bit weird. I don't know. I've like Kaldheim is like when I saw the second plane, I was like, oh nice, Snowlands.
Yeah.
And I also was a bit disappointed by the booster I got because there was like no cards in there except like one black removal spell before Tell. So sure. But there are some planes that I would like to go to. I just looked them up before the show a minute ago. I really would like Underworld Breach. I think that's the one that if someone would get eliminated with 11,
Oh yeah, they come
uh,
back.
they'll come back with one more try as a life insurance. I just find that really cute.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
And um, I kind of don't want to have one of those super wacky planes because I mean there's some planes like you can only play like in a guild combination. If that
Yeah.
hits early and you are forced to play 3 color and then you have to go down to 2,
Hmm.
that can be really rough. And I don't want it to happen, but if that will happen, it will be a lot of fun. For some people and will be horrible for others.
Mr. Splashing all my bombs over there.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm also a bit fan of Ixalan's core, just some Ixalan cards. I
Yeah.
think It has like the descent mechanic. I don't think it's very high powered, but maybe it's like some synergy pieces can get in somewhere. And it also has like a bunch of cheap flyers for like the blue-white flyer deck. So I think Obixalan would also be nice. And you can reroll a pack with map tokens, which is also nice.
Pack rerolls are always great. And as we record right now, this very second, it's 4:20 p.m. on Wednesday. In 40 minutes, we'll be rolling the new plane. I'm super excited. As soon as we're done recording, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go watch, and I have one more game left to play. I've been holding out. I'm going to see if I'm going to play my last game this week or not, which I probably am. But that's besides the point. Because I've got elf synergies here, Max, and because I've got elf stuff going on, I feel like I want Kaldheim a little bit more than other people might.
I honestly don't know what's in Kaldheim to find. I
There's
didn't know there
elf
was any
stuff.
elf synergy in
Oh
Kaldheim.
yeah,
I didn't know.
There's elves, there's angels, but I'm all elves, Max. I'm all elves. I'm all in already. I'm pushing my chips in. Max, I would love to know. I always learn a lot about who you are as a player and your play style when I ask this question, and that is, what is your favorite Magic card?
That's a hard question, and I was thinking about it, and it was when I saw the question, I was like thinking longer than usual because I didn't want to respond to it because I'm just going to name some bunch of blue cards here because apparently I just like blue cards.
Hey, I like it. You're speaking my language.
I really like Leyline of Anticipation, just
Ooh.
dropping it down and everything has flash.
Yes,
I
yes,
love it.
Max.
It's I also have it in the min deck, and every time it happens, it's so impactful and it's so fun. Like when you get to play and you can slam it down. I love that card.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Also, that's also like a commander card. Confounding Conundrum.
Ooh.
That's one of the only like anti-ramp pieces. It's basically when ETB draws you a card, it's an enchantment. And whenever a second land enters the battlefield during one turn, during an opponent turn, that opponent has to bounce one of their lands to their hand.
I love it.
So it's like an anti-ramp hate piece. Unfortunately, it's also terrible against landfall decks. Because some landfall decks want to bounce their own lands.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
So it's more like against general ramping nonsense, less against actual decks that want to ramp and landfall. So, but I like it. I also really like Boompire.
Yeah. These are all classic commander cards. These are some great choices.
Yeah, and they're all in the min deck.
Well, we know what you like and you like what you do, right? You're playing your blue. You're messing with the ramp deck. We're wiping the board any way you can in blue, right? Boompire.
Yeah.
Hello.
And you don't even have to activate the Boompire. You just have to play it, and people are just too afraid to play anything.
Right, and then you get to do the fun politics part of Commander, where it's like, are you going to activate Boompile? I don't know. What are you going to do? Like, maybe I won't do it if you don't attack me for a couple turns. Let me draw my cards.
Maybe I'll activate it and nothing will happen.
Yeah, that's true. And then we'll just do it again. Like, are you calling my bluff? Maybe I'm bluffing and I don't want it to go off, but it does anyway. That's the fun with Boompile.
It actually, I don't think it ever really performed in my favor.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just fun. I always jam it if I can. If I have like a mono deck or so, I always try to slam it in.
Well, we asked the league for a lot of questions, and we got some good ones for you, Max. Are you ready for your league questions?
Sure, hit me up. I don't think I've even read all of them yet.
There's some good ones in there. Our first question from Jack H. Rakic. He wants to know what your favorite bad card is. A card that sucks in limited, but you really like it.
Might be a lazy answer, but again, I would like to point back to Runaway Together. It's good in this league.
Sure.
But usually in drafts, it's pretty bad card, you usually would prefer an unsummon.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got the type of deck that can utilize it, it gets better, and I just love that. It's such a clunky card. You always get it late. I just love Runaway Together, and it has so many different cute arts. So
Yeah. Good
I
flavor
don't know.
text.
I love Runaway Together.
Yeah, that's one that it can get you. It really can if you don't have something. But if you build your deck right, you got ETBs, or like I said, you're trying to protect something at just the right time. Like, it really can do a lot.
Oh yeah.
Our next question is from Richard K. Preacher. What's your favorite sausage dish?
I don't think I have a favorite sausage dish.
Richard loves asking the food questions, so this was a Richard classic. Yeah, no favorite sausage dish. Yeah, what about just a favorite food dish? What's your favorite type of food?
I'm really throwing blanks here, to be honest.
All right.
If you just ask me for my favorite food, I mean, like the German stereotype is like, oh, you can like eat like bratwurst and currywurst, sure, yeah.
Yeah,
But bratwurst is nice because you can get it on the go when you're in the city and you're just hungry.
yeah. Hmm.
But if you're just on the go, there's no vegan options. You could get like one for home or so, like a vegan option, but then what's the point? I think I just would like for some Asian food, I think. I would suggest curry. Really like curry.
I love it. It's a good one. Yeah, who doesn't like a good curry? All right, next question comes from Miranda L, the Great Watcher, Black Canary. Any favorite video games right now that you're playing? Any good recommendations?
I'm currently playing two games. Oh, three games actually. I'm playing Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 is a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a fun one. I play that.
I was super hyped when like Liberty Day happened,
Mhm.
and actually like in a friend group we can actually get a full squad together. So anything that happens, it's actually a lot of fun,
Nice.
and there's a lot of nonsense happening. Um, and also I've been playing in the last few weeks I've been playing Barotrauma.
Ooh, I don't know
Um,
it.
that's and maybe have you heard of Space Station 13?
No, I have not heard
Okay.
of that one either.
Basically, you would have to like look up gameplay to like fully get it. But basically, you are in a submarine, and each player plays a different role, like a security officer or medic or mechanic,
Mhm.
and you have to take care of the submarine while there's like eldritch monsters attacking you as soon as you try to do a simple mission.
That's cool.
So there's like first contact with any creature, your submarine will immediately sink to the bottom of the ocean where even more monsters are, and
Oh no.
everybody's just dying and panicking and screaming at each other, and it's a lot of fun. If you can get a squad together, it's a big recommendation. Or you can just look up some gameplay on YouTube. It's just super silly.
Yeah, sounds fun. Sounds really cool.
And I've also been playing Signalis. That's like a cyberpunk horror game, kind of like
Ah.
old Resident Evil games.
Ooh, I like Resident Evil games. I like this.
Those has been like it's like a bit of like playing as a replica on an abandoned space mining station.
Ooh.
Has like a lot of like 1984 vibes of like a totalitarian government, and there's also a bit missing out on that game because it's a bilingual game, has like a lot of like German text
Okay.
throughout, but
Interesting.
you're not supposed to understand it, so it has like a different meaning that there's a radio broadcast, you're just constantly hearing German, and as a German I can understand it. It's really not important, but I'm intentionally playing it in English so I can get the experience of like a different language like being like blasted at me while I'm like being scared.
That sounds really fun, actually. That sounds great.
Yeah, I really recommend it. It's a great game.
Our next question comes from Evan C. Peas of Crab. Can you explain your arena username? Leinenderner.
Okay. I have a bit hard to explain. So there is a German politician called Christian Lindner.
Okay.
And in the current government, and he's the party leader of the FDP, which is basically like a libertarian party, if you were thinking of American politics.
Mhm.
So right-leaning, pretending to love freedom and very much about corporate freedoms and nothing else, and kind of like a business, making politics for businesses. This is like those are in a coalition with the Greens and the Social Democrats Party, and when they made that coalition like a few years ago, a lot of like right-wingers and like conservatives were like super furious that like the libertarians would get into a coalition with the woke lefties. So there were some right-wingers that were complaining that Lindner would become a socialist and become woke, and so that's where the username comes from. Like instead of Lindner, it's Lenin, like Lenin and the Soviet leader. That's basically it. I just think it's funny.
I love it. What an explanation for a name. Oh my gosh.
Maybe as additional context, just a few days after the U.S. Elected Trump, the government I just spoke about basically dissolved, and we are going to have new elections.
Okay.
And the reason is it dissolved is because the same Christian Lindner intentionally, according to some reporting, intentionally blew up that government because he, according to some, he just was of the opinion, allegedly, he was of the opinion that, yeah, being in that coalition doesn't make his party very popular.
Ooh.
Because he was just not being very cooperative in that coalition and was just blocking everything he could.
Oh boy. What?
Yeah.
How exciting.
Yeah.
Our next question comes from Kevin I. Knee, 1993. This is a good one. 1,000 tree folk versus one sire of 7 death. Who wins in a fight?
I'm inclined to say Sire of the 7 Deaths because I have a bit of a bias, but there must be like a tree folk that's like an 8/8. There must be at least one. So if there's at least one that's an 8/8, I think the tree folk can win.
I what a great answer. Yeah, that's the thing, is that first strike. It's the first strike that gets you. Oh my gosh.
But they can just jump with like a few little trees.
Yeah, you're gonna. It's a whole deforestation plan when the sire of 7 deaths comes in. Our next question from Jeremy E. Lorgoith. Love to see you back, Jeremy. So happy to get a question from you back on the show. Favorite card from pre-2002? Points for creativity.
I have another 2 cards that are also in the index, and which are also blue. And I just looked them up if they're actually pre 2002, and they are. One, we have Abjure, which is it's worded like it's 1 blue for an instant. Sacrifice a creature, and if you do, the counter target spell.
Okay.
So it's like the Modern Horizons 3 counter spell, the free one, but for 1 mana.
Nice.
But you can sacrifice tokens, so that's what I want to do in that deck. And it's just
Perfect.
very clunky, and I just think it's cute. And I also like it's also the same deck. I'm just
That's okay.
fanboying about that same deck. I just really like it. Um it's Fade Away. Um I would have to read up look up the wording. Maybe you can
Yeah,
count
I
it
don't know
out.
this one. Fade Away.
It's funny. It's 3 mana blue. Okay, for each creature, that creature's controller pays 1 or sacrifices a permanent.
Ooh.
So you have like in the min deck you want to sacrifice the illusions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way to do it. Usually I pay for min and like maybe some other creature. But sometimes this can legit be a board wipe because, it's Commander, nobody has mana left over, everybody is curving out perfectly,
Yeah, yeah.
and nobody's playing at instant speed, everybody's just playing on their turn, and this punishes them perfectly. And sometimes someone is even foolish enough to sacrifice some lands to keep the key creatures around, which is a nice upside because it has lost some people the game because they think, oh, no, I have a massive board, so I can't start sacrificing creatures. I don't need lands anyways. And then the next player just plays a board wipe. So it has been surprisingly successful because it turns out people don't have mana left over.
No one's playing for like stacks or to do that, right? No one's
Yeah,
thinking that they need their mana to pay for something like that. So
yeah,
yeah, you're gonna get them. Yeah. I love it. I love that you like this deck so much that this deck sounds great. It sounds super fun.
yeah. It is.
Our last two questions from Lotta, little birdie. Our first Lotta question. How about a ranking of all the leagues you've played in so far?
Okay, so the first league I played, I think I've only played in Markov Manor and whatever the set after Markov Manor, um, the desert set. Could you remind me of the name?
The one after MKM?
Yeah,
Was it OTJ?
OTJ. Yeah, I think
No, it's all right.
OTJ. No, I just think OTJ is like a boring set. It's just the flavor of it is just
Cowboy hats. Cowboys. But Cowboys, Max.
yeah, but I also don't like that the thing with like the natives being completely missing or being happy that everybody is coming there. I don't know. It's everything is weird about that set.
Yeah,
Um,
not a great one.
it just doesn't feel right. Um, so I only played those two yet. I wanted to play some others, but stuff got in the way, or I forgot to sign up in time. Either those two scenarios. So I'm extra happy to join that I joined in Foundation. Um, so I have some bias for Mark of Mana because that was the first league.
That was a fun one too. That was a really good one.
And I really like the experience, how it gradually developed from everybody is just playing a 3-color stuff, and then week per week it got more aggressive as the usual draft format is.
Sure.
Because it was such just a difference. Because regular Mark of Mana was just curving out speed, red white, and some the mass pump abilities, and then get you on turn 5-6 or so.
Those dog walkers. Who could forget?
Dog workers and the mass pumps and just doing some combat trick and getting a clue on the way out.
Yep.
Um, such a bad time being a blocker, and it was nice to experience a set without that speed of the format, but also seeing that over time with the weeks, it slowly sped up, which was just very nice.
Yeah, that was a fun one. And I loved all the clue stuff. I thought the clue stuff was just so neat.
Oh, and just guessing the cards from the
Yeah.
other, and you could look in the pools. That's interesting.
Yeah, it
And
was, there was always something to do, I felt like.
yeah, and you could also do the thing where you just when you're in voice chat with your opponent, you just say the card you're morphing, and they just have to guess if it's really the card or if you're stupid.
That
It
politics,
just
that
always
table talk. Oh, I love it.
yeah, just do it 3 times in a row, and the third time they will be wrong.
All right, our last question of the day comes from Lata again. What has your favorite thing been in 2024? We're almost through the year. We're getting to the end of November. One more month left. What's been your favorite thing, Max?
Definitely the MagicCon. I was in MagicCon Amsterdam. It was so much fun.
Oh, you got that cool promo?
The Counter-Spell Proto, yeah.
Oh, so cool.
I was also part of the Mindeck.
Of course, of course.
Of course. It was just a lot of fun. I think maybe I did like three big things. I did like experiencing the Command Zone live on
Hmm.
Friday. Um, I must say it was I mean it is an event, but it's a lot less interesting in person. And maybe the game itself was maybe a bit slow, but I don't know. I expect it was a big event and everybody's was very hyped, but at the end of the day, we were just watching some people play Commander, and maybe it's a lot better with editing. Um, so that was a bit an honor, but on the same time, the same day on Friday we also like met the card market people and got our playmat side,
That's great.
and the card market people are so nice. It
Yeah.
was so cool to talk to them. And on Saturday we did the Unknown event with Gavin Verhey.
Oh, really? That's so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It was also very nice. Just getting those weird cards.
Yeah.
And on but the bigger event for me was on Sunday. We did a full box mystery booster, two-headed giant sealed.
What? That sounds amazing.
So you open the full box and you build two 40 card decks.
Oh my gosh. Was it the
Uh,
convention with the playtest cards?
yeah, you got playtest
Oh my
cards,
gosh, it sounds wild.
and I our pools weren't that great, but I heard from someone else, hey, a good strategy is just playing flyers.
Sure.
Uh, It's just a thing you can do. So I tried to do that because we had like 1 hour to build a deck, and I was like, after like 30 minutes, I was barely done unpacking the cards. So I was just, okay, let's look for the coolest playtest cards, just put something together. Um, one My favorite moment was we had one playtest card was I think it was called Truth or Dare, and then
Okay.
the opponent has to decide whether they mill to 10 or if they play with their hand revealed for the rest of the game.
Ooh, I love it.
Um, and I think milling to 10 is not that bad. So, but people were scared of it that they would actually mill out in Twitter Giant.
Hmm.
So all of the opponents chose to replay with their hand revealed, and we had one game where the opponent was playing with the revealed hand, um, and we knew that there hasn't been a lot of action in his hand, but when we saw it, it was just a bunch of 4 drops, and he was stuck on 3 mana.
Uh-huh.
So it was terrible. So it was basically a 2v1. And
Nice.
when we saw that hand, we had the plan that my partner, my girlfriend, just played a bunch of cheap spells, and I played that one storm spell. It says storm bounce target permanent.
Oh my gosh.
So during our turns, she just spelled a bunch of used a bunch of spell use. Wow. During our turn, she used a bunch of cheap spells, so I could get the storm count up, even though I wasn't doing anything.
Yep.
And then we just bounced his lands to the
Gross.
lands
Gross.
and
Max.
some of the other players' lands as well. It was so silly.
Oh, Max, you are evil. Bouncing bouncing all their lands, storming off. That sounds wonderful, though. Although, did they just concede? Did they concede like as soon as you did that?
They actually didn't. It was like two more miserable turns for them, and then they conceded.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, yeah, you sound like you like to play some pretty mean Magic between that and the blue deck holding up the making everybody sacrifice their permanents and their lands. I like it. I like your style, Max. I don't know what to say, but I like it.
Thanks.
Well, hey, thank you so much for being in the league, for being a part of the league. Thank you for coming on the show. And 8-2. I mean, what a great start. I hope it continues, and I hope you can go all the way. This could be. Have you top 8'd, top 16? What are we on pace for here?
I'm not that ambitious yet. I would be happy if I maybe once get my entry fee back.
Hey, there you go.
That would be a start. I think a lot of the games, it has just been up to being pretty lucky with my insufficient mana fixing and drawing my bombs.
Hey,
I'm
sometimes it's what it is. Sometimes it's
yeah,
just luck,
sometimes that's enough. Let's see if it will be enough for the rest of the league.
Hey, I'll be wishing you luck out there with the rest of them, and I'll hopefully I don't run into you. You're having a good league. I like to stay away from the people in the top 8 as much as I can.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Well, good luck. They're about to roll the next plane, so let's go see what we get. Let's go get excited.
Oh yeah. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, happy to do it, Max. It was a great time having you on. Good luck out there.
You too.
Again, talking to Max was so cool, and I love that commander deck just kept coming up again and again. Like, oh, what foreshadowing that we would be talking about. And it sounds like such a cool deck. I don't play a ton of commander. I'm not super familiar with this card or this deck, but man, by the end of that interview, I was like, this deck sounds sweet. This deck sounds really cool, and I'm really excited for you that you get to play it because it sounds awesome. And Max is having a great league, so I love to see that people having a good league. Hopefully, he can get his first top 8, top 16. I will be rooting for you, Max, even though you don't have a favorite sausage dish. I'm rooting for you. And that's it. I mean, not much of the show today. Like I said, it's Thanksgiving. It's the holiday here in America. Hope everyone's having a good one. If you're not celebrating, that's okay. I hope you're having a great day and a great time as well. Get ready for Eldraine. Look up those rares. Look up those commons. What do you want? What do you want to open here? Huh? Again, I think it's rares all day. Extra rare in every pack. I think it's a lot better than 10 commons. Those commons are a little iffy. Those commons are not super, super great. But let's see how it goes. Let's see how it breaks. And I'll see everybody here next week as we get ready for the next week of Foundations League. Until then, I hope you get to keep a good 7. Because that's what it's all about. You gotta keep a good 7. And I hope that shuffler's in your favor. Because if it's not, you are going to be gobbling all the way to the bottom half of the standings. You won't get your $10 back. We'll see you again next time. Until then, bye everybody.